Good morning, magandang umaga po. Another word from IATF this morning. It's very, very frustrating. This is not approved yet by the President. But if the President approves the IATF recommendation, I'm not going to say what's in my head, because this is very disgusting. Stay with me. This morning I got a word through the internet from Philstar Global. Again, no word coming out officially from immigration, IATF, blah, blah, blah. Everything is through the grapevine. Let's take a look at what Philstar says. IATF issues rules on inbound travelers inoculated in the Philippines. So this morning, fully vaccinated inbound travelers who were inoculated in the Philippines will go through 7-day facility-based quarantine, the palace said Friday. They will only have to take a COVID test if they show symptoms during their quarantine period. Presidential spokesman or spokesperson Harry Roque, in a statement, said the Interagency Task Force on Management of Emerging Infectious Disease approved guidelines for inbound international travelers to the port of the Philippines of all fully vaccinated individuals who have been inoculated in the Philippines. So as of today, nobody will get admitted. For example, if this is approved today, nobody will get admitted. Why? Because they have to be inoculated in the Philippines. So how can they get inoculated in the Philippines when they have not gotten to the Philippines yet? So you still have to go through quarantine. Okay? Then once you get to the Philippines, that's when you get inoculated. Then next time you come back, you'll be from quarantine. That's how I read this. IATF recommendation requires approval by President Rodrigo Duterte to become policy, but he usually follows task force's suggestion. Roque explained that a person is deemed fully vaccinated after at least 2 weeks since receiving the second dose of vaccine, or 2 or 3 weeks after receiving single-dose vaccine. You know what that means, right? Minimum 1 month. Minimum 1 month. See, because the second vaccine, I don't know, they say 5 days, but it usually takes about 21 days after the first vaccine, and then you have to wait for 2 weeks from the second vaccine. It's crazy. According to the IATF Resolution number 119, travelers must have received vaccines that are included in either the Philippine Food and Drug Administration Emergency Use Authorization List or through Compassionate Special Permit. I don't know what that means, because as far as I know, Sinovac is predominantly used in the Philippines. I don't know if it still is, because nobody wants to take it. Pfizer is already in. AstraZeneca is already in. Maybe some more. The fully vaccinated traveler must carry the vaccination card, which will be verified prior to departure and must be presented to the Bureau of Quarantine representative for re-verification at the Department of Transportation, one-stop shop upon arrival, Roque added. Under the guidelines, they will go into a 7-day facility-based quarantine upon arrival. The BOQ will conduct strict monitoring of COVID-19 symptoms during this period. PCR Test shall be done when the individual manifests COVID-19 symptoms within the 7-day quarantine period. The palace spokesman clarified that the new guidelines do not cover foreign nationals, overseas Filipino workers, and Filipinos who have been fully vaccinated in foreign countries. They have to undergo the regular quarantine and testing protocol, which is to complete a 10-day facility-based quarantine, he added. Basically, this is saying nothing happened. Nothing happened. When you're going, still the same thing. They say inoculated in the Philippines. So are they talking about, and they also say inbound travel. Inbound from where? Maybe from Cebu to Manila? From Pampanga to Manila? From Manila to Cebu? Inter-island travel. But not from overseas, because they're requiring overseas nationals to be inoculated in the Philippines. Crazy. This is a crazy policy. I have never heard of anything like this. As of Friday, travelers coming from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Oman, and United Arab Emirates are still banned from entering the country. The travel restriction issued to prevent the spread of coronavirus variants first detected in India will be enforced until June 15. That's another topic. In the same statement, now this may be a little bit of good news. In the same statement, Roque said IATF also allowed foreign nationals holding special resident retirees visa to enter the Philippines without getting an entry exemption document. The Bureau of Immigration last May said holders of existing special retiree visa must first present an entry exemption document from DFA upon their arrival in the country. So the prior pronouncement said you have to have an exemption certificate from DFA. They're removing that. So SRRV holders, you can go home now, but keep in mind, you still have to be quarantined because you were never inoculated in the Philippines. But at least you can go home without this stupid DFA exemption certificate. All right? From what I've heard, this is unconfirmed. From what I heard, getting an exemption certificate takes about 6 months. That's crazy. I would rather get a visa to the United States. It's going to be a lot quicker. Exemptions, every time there is something that is required from the Philippine government, forget it. You're going to be old before you get the necessary document. Here they're also talking about examination of documents by another. Red tape. That's all they know in the Philippines. Red tape. They don't know how to simplify stuff. Red tape. Absurd. This is ridiculous. I don't know if President Duterte will approve this, but we will see. Terrible, guys, terrible. What can I say? At any rate, this is the news of the day. If it's news at all. The only news here is that SRRV visa holders, by the way, they should be visa holders, not applying for a new visa, okay? But when you already have this SRRV visa, you can come in now, no exemption letter required. But you still have to go through quarantine. Nothing happened there. Nothing. So guys, this is all I had for today. Please do share this with others, and hopefully we'll get better news like President Duterte turning this thing down. But we will see, because most of the time, President Duterte approves IATF recommendation. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make it a great day. Please do subscribe unless you have already done so, and God bless.